Have you ever seen an American flag flying right next to a Christian flag? Maybe outside a church or at a political rally. Or maybe you've seen a bumper sticker that says something like, "God, guns, and guts made America free." These symbols might seem patriotic or pious to some, but they often point to a powerful and, frankly, dangerous ideology shaping American politics today: white Christian nationalism. So, what exactly is it? It's not just about being white or Christian or a nationalist. It's a specific political ideology that fuses a particular version of Christian identity with American civic life, according to sociologists Philip Gorski and Samuel Perry. In their book, The Flag and the Cross, white Christian nationalism is the belief that America is and always has been a nation by and for white Christians. It's the idea that our laws, our culture, and our identity are fundamentally Christian, and not just any kind of Christian, but a specific, culturally conservative, and historically white version. This isn't just an academic concept. It has real-world consequences. This ideology suggests that real Americans are white Christians, and everyone else, people of other faiths, no faith, different races, or different political views, are outsiders or even a threat to the nation's core identity. It creates an us versus them mentality that is fundamentally at odds with the pluralistic, democratic promise of America. The goal isn't just to have a voice in the public square. It's to have the only voice to reclaim a perceived lost dominance. To really understand how we got here, we need to look back a bit. This isn't a new phenomenon. As Kristen Kobes-Dumez argues in her groundbreaking book, Jesus and John Wayne, the roots of this movement go back decades. She traces how, over the last 70 years, a large segment of white evangelicals moved away from a gentle, turn-the-other-cheek Jesus and embraced a more rugged, militant, and hyper-masculine ideal. Think John Wayne, a tough, patriotic, take-charge kind of guy who isn't afraid to use force to protect what's his. This John Wayne Jesus became the model for Christian manhood. It taught that strength, authority, and a willingness to fight for traditional values were godly virtues. This shift had a massive political impact. It created a voting bloc that valued strongman leaders who promised to restore order and fight against perceived cultural decay. Whether that meant feminism, LGBTQ+ rights, or racial justice initiatives, this militant masculinity became intertwined with a specific political agenda, making it seem like a Christian duty to support certain policies and politicians, no matter what. The result? A faith that was once about personal salvation became deeply entangled with a quest for political power. This fusion of religion and aggressive politics created fertile ground for some pretty extreme ideas. As journalist David Korn details in American Psychosis, for decades, a certain segment of the political right has increasingly relied on fear, paranoia, and conspiracy theories to motivate its base. It's a strategy that paints political opponents not just as people with different ideas, but as evil, existential threats to the nation itself. When you combine this political strategy with the US versus them worldview of white Christian nationalism, you get a toxic brew. Suddenly, it's not just a political debate, it's a holy war. Your opponents aren't just wrong, they're demonic. This is the mindset that can lead people to believe that a political election was stolen by satanic forces, or that their political enemies are part of a vast, evil conspiracy. It short-circuits rational debate and replaces it with apocalyptic fear. When you believe you're fighting for God against the forces of darkness, compromise is impossible. And any action, no matter how extreme, can be justified as necessary to save the nation. And this brings us to the truly wild world of modern conspiracy theories. It might seem like a huge leap from a John Wayne Jesus to ideas like Jewish space lasers, but the underlying logic is surprisingly consistent. In his book, Jewish Space Lasers, Mike Rothschild, no relation to the famous family, explains how these bizarre theories are almost always built on a foundation of scapegoating. They identify a powerful, shadowy other who is secretly pulling the strings and causing all of society's problems. For centuries, this scapegoat has often been the Jewish people. Today, these old, hateful ideas have been repackaged for the internet age. The secret cabal might now include globalists, liberals, or a deep state. But the function is the same. It provides a simple, satisfying explanation for complex problems. Your town's factory closed. It wasn't because of global economic shifts. It was the globalists, feeling like your country is changing in ways you don't like. It's not demographics or cultural evolution. It's a sinister plot. White Christian nationalism plugs directly into this conspiratorial mindset. It provides the who, the true, godly Americans. And conspiracy theories provide the why. A vast conspiracy by ungodly forces is trying to destroy everything they hold dear. This is why you see an overlap between people who believe in QAnon and those who believe America should be a Christian nation. They are two sides of the same coin. A worldview based on fear, division, and the need for a righteous battle against a fabricated enemy. So, why is this so dangerous for American democracy? First, democracy requires that we see each other as fellow citizens, even when we disagree. White Christian nationalism teaches its followers to see a huge portion of the country as illegitimate enemies, not fellow Americans. You can't have a functioning democracy when one side believes the other is inherently evil and doesn't have a right to participate. Second, democracy depends on a shared set of facts and a trust in institutions, like elections and the free press. This ideology encourages its followers to reject any information that contradicts their worldview as fake news, and to believe that any election they lose must have been fraudulent. It creates a closed-off information ecosystem where lies and propaganda can flourish without challenge. Finally, and most importantly, it fundamentally misunderstands both Christianity and the United States. The United States was founded on the principle of religious freedom for all, not the supremacy of one. The very First Amendment to the Constitution explicitly prevents the government from establishing a state religion. And the Christian faith, at its core, is a message of love, grace, and humility that transcends national and ethnic boundaries. Wrapping the cross in the flag dishonors both. It turns a universal faith into a tribal identity and transforms a democratic republic into a weapon for one group's cultural and political dominance. This isn't about criticizing Christianity or patriotism. It's about sounding the alarm on a specific political ideology that wears the mask of both, but ultimately threatens the foundations of a free and diverse society. A healthy democracy depends on our ability to build coalitions, find common ground, and respect our differences. White Christian nationalism makes all of that impossible. The path forward requires us to reject this politics of fear and division and to recommit to the hard but essential work of building a nation where we the people truly includes everyone. Thank you so much for watching. This is a complex topic, and I really appreciate you taking the time to explore it with me. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world. I'll see you in the next one.